You're listening to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Letitia Ringe, and this is episode number 43. Welcome to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I am your host, Letitia Ringe, and this podcast is designed to inspire, empower, and support you on the journey of uncovering your truth and purpose in the world. Welcome, my beautiful friend. I hope wherever you are listening today that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. As I record this episode, I'm sitting in my flat in London. It's cold and wet outside, so this is the perfect opportunity to record this one with you. Now, today I am so incredibly excited because I have a super exciting announcement to make, and I also want to talk to you about one of my favorite topics and things to do as we approach the end of the year. So as I record this and as it airs, we are going to be in late November in 2018, getting ready for 2019 and all the beautiful things that we want to bring to life. We'll start reviewing how our year's gone. We'll start reflecting on all the things that made us light up, and we'll also start to consider what it is we want to bring to life in 2019. This is literally my favorite time of year. And if you're not doing something like this right now, if you're rebelling against this norm, that is completely fine, but I encourage you to come up with a way that works for you when it comes to reflecting and looking forward. We all need to do more of this. We want to reflect on what's happened in our life, what's working for us, what isn't, and we want to look forward to what it is we want to create, and we want to do all of this from a beautiful, aligned way that is being led by our heart. So if you missed out on last week's episode, which was episode number 42, I spoke all about the difference of leading from the heart versus the mind. And I spoke about the difference in the way that these two parts of us communicate and why it's so important to make sure that we're following our heart, particularly when it comes to finding and showing up with our purpose. Now, when I talk about purpose, I am talking about purpose in a broad sense. It's answering, why am I here? What am I here to offer the world? But also, a major part of this is what we do for work. I truly believe with every single fiber of my being that we are more useful to each other when we work in an area that we love and care about. And I believe that this is a possibility for every single one of us. I do not, in fact, I vehemently disagree that we do not need to find work that we love, because as I mentioned last week, I believe that when we're following our heart, we're following what we love, enjoy, and are inspired by. This is what Create a Life That Is Beautiful is all about. This is what it means to me. And when we do that, we show up in the world in a much better, loving, beautiful energy that impacts everyone around us. We're more likely to be able to innovate, and we're just so much more pleasant to be around. So have a think. I always use this example of being served by someone in a restaurant or in a cafe, wherever you are, and getting crappy service versus someone who clearly really enjoys what they're doing. They respect and honor their work, and they honor you as one of their customers, and you walk away thinking, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. But also, it depends on where you are, but how rare is this? It is rare to see people talk about how much they love what they do. And this to me is the saddest thing ever. It is the saddest thing in the world. Why is this such a rarity? Why are we expecting that work is something that we just don't love? Why are we being told that the solution to that is to then turn around and simply just try to love whatever we're doing? Okay, I admit that this is a great way or thing to do, a good mindset trick in the meantime, because it's going to shift your point of attraction and help you then attract a better opportunity. But in no way am I suggesting that you stay in the job that you hate. That will only be a temporary solution, and your heart will always win out. It will continue to call you to do something that truly inspires you. I just have to take a bit of a breath then, because this is just all coming through. I didn't even plan to be talking about this, but I feel so passionate about this. This is literally the reason that I do and have created everything that I've created here at Create a Life That Is Beautiful. I believe that our life is about creating something that we love, something that we enjoy, and something that we're inspired by. I do not believe in compartmentalizing our life into our, personal life and then our work. I believe that our mission, what we're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, is to truly embrace who we really are, who we are at our core, at our essence, and to be sharing that with the world. We, every single one of us, you listening right now, have a unique combination of skills, of gifts, and interests and passions that combined show you where you're supposed to be serving in the world, where you're supposed to be contributing, where you're supposed to be showing up. This is your purpose. This is it. This is it. And so, of course, we can have jobs here and there that potentially don't light up our soul to help us fund, our transition into doing what we love full time. Or perhaps we don't want to do whatever we're most passionate about full time, and we want to do a variety of things. Whatever it is, you still must have something that is lighting you up, is inspiring you. And this, whether it's something you get paid to do or not, is your purpose. And this is how you find fulfillment. This is how you find satisfaction. This is how you contribute to the people around you and yourself in the best possible way that you can. And I do believe that every single one of us is able to go full time doing what we love, if that is something that we're being called to do, if that is what we want to do. And I just thank my lucky stars every single day that I get to create a working life on my own terms because of the ability to be able to work for myself. I think that this is such an incredible solution, entrepreneurship, running your own business, being a freelancer or contracting, but where you are given more control as the individual to choose on what terms and what basis you work. And this is because we have been living within a framework that is designed for males' hormones, for men's biological system. And even then, I don't think that it's really supporting men in the best way possible at all. But definitely when it comes to women, when it comes to us wanting to run a family or simply just manage our energy and not feel completely drained and depleted every day, entrepreneurship is a really, really amazing alternative. And even better, if within these corporate positions or in these positions where you're working for someone else, even better if you have the ability to educate the people in your life about how you work best, and you're given that power and control. But it all starts with us first. We've got to be the ones to step up. We've got to be the ones to decide and to know and understand how we best operate. And when we do that, we are literally unstoppable. We have such an incredible capacity to create in this lifetime. And every single one of our voices matter. So welcome to episode 43, my friends. Okay. So today I actually want to talk to you about this planning for a new year. And what I do to plan and why I love this process so much and what is different about the way that I do it to many of the other ways you'll see others doing it, and which might explain why you, one, don't end up creating a lot of the things that you said that you'd create on the 1st of January, and two, why you also don't feel like setting these goals and intentions and resolutions. So I'm going to be talking to you today about my personal process. I'm really proud of it. It's something that I formulated over years of tweaking and learning and really just being super curious about what works for others and then implementing that into my own life. I really do consider myself to be a sort of human guinea pig, Tim Ferriss style, except definitely not doing the sorts of things that he's doing. I like to test everything on myself first, and then I will share it with you. I will share what I've learned. I'll share what works. I'll share with you when things change, as they inevitably do. And then you get to decide. You get to take what resonates for you, just like I've done myself. So, usually in December of every single year, I set about on a 1-month journey to make sure that I am aligned with my purpose and to help me create a new inspiring vision and plan for myself for the year ahead. And this, as I mentioned before, is like my favorite thing to do. I love doing this so much. I usually do this in December and I do it for a whole month. And then when I come into the 1st of January, I am clear on what I want to do. However, this year I'm doing something different because you might have noticed that I've become more interested in what's happening astrologically. And so what I was so loving last year in January was thinking of using the Capricorn season as the time to set yourself up with a strong foundation. Because this is what Capricorn is all about. Capricorn's my sun sign as well. I loved this idea of using January as my time to go through my month-long process, to be setting myself up with a strong foundation to then leap forward. So I'm going to be starting this process with our new moon in Capricorn. It starts on the 6th of January and in 2019. And this year, I'm inviting you to join me, but not just for my process, but also for the entire year. So I've decided to offer a 12-month online mentorship for you, and this is to help you find or align and show up for your purpose and the difference that you want to create in the world. This is for you whether you believe that you know what your purpose is or have no idea. This process is going to take you through. Every single time I start right from the beginning because so much changes that we always need to be checking in and making sure that what we believe is our purpose is still what we believe it is. Okay? And we also want to make sure that we're not holding ourselves back. We like to, as I've spoken about a few times now, we like to dream little teeny tiny dreams from the mind to manage our expectations so that we don't disappoint ourselves, which means it's even more paramount that we keep diving in, making sure, is this actually aligning with where my heart is calling me to go? Because the heart is going to call you to do risky things, to do big things, and to take huge leaps. And you know what? We're all ready for it. Remember, this sense of fear that we have from these risks that we'll be called to take is only coming about because the mind is geared to protect us. And because of what's happened over hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that when we stood out or we didn't belong to a tribe or we did things that were different to the status quo, this would result in our death. This is how our mind is still operating. So we think doing something different, like starting your own business or sharing your message or pivoting to a job that you actually love. Our mind is going, whoa, 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 this is crazy talk. You are going to end up in danger. So to protect you, I'm going to now activate your fight or flight response. So you're going to start feeling really afraid and you'll want to jump ship, basically. But these things don't warrant this response. However, this is what's happening in our minds, and that's okay. We just need to be aware of it, that this is why it's happening. It doesn't mean that we need to keep holding ourselves back, because what happens is ultimately your calling, which is coming from your heart, just continues to get stronger and stronger. You keep having these beautiful dreams that literally feel as though they're hugging at your heartstrings, and that eventually gets so loud that that becomes more unbearable, not acting on these pulls, not acting on this call, than it is to walk through the uncertainty and to deal with fear every single time it rears its head. So, I want to offer you, for the person listening who wants to finally bring your dreams to life and align with your purpose, or align with it and show up for it in an even more expanded way, I want to invite you to come with me, to share all of 2019 with me, using my personal process at the beginning of the year to build that strong foundation, to create an inspiring plan and vision for yourself, and to then use the rest of the year to bring that vision to life with the support of a community, of a coach, and of specific trainings that are going to help you bring that vision to life and make the difference that you are being called to make in the world. We do not need to be in jobs that we hate. Simple. If you are not in love with the work that you're doing, if you're not in love with your life, even when we have challenges, just think of any relationship, there's always going to be challenges, but you still love it. You still love the person. You still want to be in that relationship. Think of this as life. Yes, there's going to be challenges. We need that to grow. It would be boring if we didn't have those challenges. But it does not mean that we need to hate our experience, that we need to hate the work that we do. This is what unfulfills us. This is what leaves us feeling unsatisfied. So enough is enough. If you truly want the help and support and guidance of a coach, i.e. me, someone who has walked this road before, someone who has shifted from 10 years in the corporate world, and for a good chunk of that where I was a lawyer, and for 8 years of that working in a law firm, to then follow my heart and start from the beginning and find my purpose. That was the exact intention I had, find my purpose, and to be able to then create a life and create work and a business that I absolutely adore, and do this in a way that is respectful and honors and allows me to show up in the best way possible. So I'm doing this in a way that's heart-centered, but I'm also doing this in a way that truly works with my body and my energy and is aligned with my values. If this is something that speaks to you, if you're someone who believes that you too are a heart-centered person who wants to make a difference in the world, doing something meaningful, and that you want to enjoy your work, perhaps you want to start a business, or perhaps you want to bring some other passion project to life, whatever it is, you want to bring this sense of purpose and passion into your life. If you've got a vision, or if you don't have a vision yet, but you just know that you're being called to do something meaningful and something that brings you purpose, then I ask you, or I invite you to check out this online mentorship. It's going to happen over 12 months. We begin on the 6th of January, 2019. I will be with you for the whole year, and I'm doing it as an online mentorship because we will be doing it as a group. You are going to have a group going together with you, all working towards making their difference in the most expansive way possible. And I am included in that group. I'll be leading you, but I am also going through this myself. So much of the feedback that I get from my clients in my one-to-one coaching and in my online course, Embrace Your Feminine Essence, where we did group coaching through that, is that people are always really amazed at how much I walk my talk. And this is why I tell you about what I've achieved. I have done this myself, and I'm not special. I'm no different to you. All I did was finally have the courage to start listening to my heart and taking action. No more excuses. And it's so helpful to have a community and to have the support of a coach when you do that, because we do tend to keep ourselves small. And especially in those times where the mind kicks in and starts to, freak out at being successful, or freak out at our own expansion, or when we are confused about how to do things and what to do next. I've done so many courses, I've listened to so many podcasts, videos, read all about business. I've taught myself everything. I've gotten a coach when I've needed, but for the most part, I have done this all by myself. I've created a podcast, I've created a YouTube channel, I've created an online course, I've created a coaching practice, I've gotten qualified as a coach, a theta healer, I've started a business by myself, I've shifted from corporate to what I call creative, and I have made creativity and my ideas and my purpose align with my complete life so that it works for me, so that it feels really beautiful and easeful and heart-centered. And I'm doing this in a way that serves other people, and that in itself lights up my world. So if this is what is calling you, I wanted to offer something that would be at a high level of support and give you everything that you need, be able to share everything that I know to support you, but in a group so that it could be at an affordable cost for you. Not everybody can afford one-to-one coaching, and that's fine. But also, it's not even just about affording financially. Some people, it's about the time commitment. Some people, it's about the energetic commitment. And also, some people prefer to work in a group. So this is why I wanted to offer this mentorship. And I've called it Activated. Now, all of this came off the back of the 5-day purpose training that I ran recently. I had so much fun doing that training and connecting with you all. The feedback was incredible, and it was so just so rewarding for me to see how in just 5 days, 1 hour each day of a training that I gave, to see how much this impacted the people who did this training, to see how much of a shift could be made. And so I thought, if I did this in a way that was in the same sort of environment, but we did it over a whole year, imagine then the activation. Imagine then the difference that would be created. Imagine how much you could move forward. And so during the training, I then heard the news that Marianne Williamson was running for the Democrat candidacy for the US presidency. And I was just completely ecstatic, just so inspired by this. And so the name Activated came to me then. I thought, yes, this is what has been so amazing about the last few years, particularly since we had certain people elected to office. We have seen so many women getting activated, getting involved, realizing that the time is now to use our voice, realizing that this work that is about healing, life coaches, people working within the arts, people working within healing at large, realizing how incredibly important it is for this work to be done at this time, and realizing just how important it is to have women's voices being heard. No more apathy. Let's actually lead with love by leading by example, by being an example of love and showing up in the world, showing that we can trust our heart, that we do trust our heart, and that through that amazing things happen. The ripple effect is huge. The world needs your voice, and I want to help you use it and to really, really show up in 2019 in a major way. So that is the reason that I've created this new 12-month online mentorship. It's the reason why I've created Activated, and it's for you if you are looking to align with your purpose, if you want to find and show up for your purpose in 2019 in a major way. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing, and then I'll dive into my planning process because it's really important. It's some key distinctions that I want to make in this episode today to some of the other planning processes you might have heard. So what we'll be doing in the training is using the first 2 months, January and February, to go through my personal review and planning process. Now, the process that I use is something that I like to call intuitive planning. So yes, we're going to go through a process of review, a specific process that I follow. And then we will be going through a specific process to start building an inspiring vision and strategy for 2019 and beyond, right? It's our working roadmap for the year. Now, the process that I do usually goes for 1 month, but I'm going to be running this over 2 months so that you've got extra time to go through this process together. During this process, so I'm going to be delivering this into weekly installments throughout a month process, but you'll actually have 2 months to do it all. And throughout the 2 months of January and February, you will also have 4 group coaching calls on Zoom with me. These will be video calls so we can all connect. You'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you need and also to receive coaching from me. Now, this is offered to you wherever you are in the world. So I'm going to be accommodating time zones and you'll have the opportunity to attend live or to watch the replays. All the calls will be recorded, and so you'll be able to submit questions in advance and you'll also be able to watch the recordings. So you can attend live, or if it doesn't work out with your schedule, you can watch the replays. Now, I personally have done many programs where I haven't been able to attend the live coaching call, and I have still found incredible success, and it's been so worth it for me in doing that. Now, obviously, I want you to attend the calls, or as many of you to attend as possible, but if you can't, please don't think that you're not going to be getting the same value, because you will. I've personally gone through this many times. In fact, I have a number of my favorite courses that I've attended that I have not been able to show up in person, and they are still my favorite courses to this day. And also, I've also held a group coaching program before, and not everybody could attend it. And the people who couldn't attend have also spoke about how worthwhile the coaching calls still were, even though they couldn't attend. Now, in saying that, I will be holding the calls on a weekend because this is going to allow as many people as possible to be able to attend at a time when, you don't have work on. So I will also be taking you throughout those 2 months 4 trainings that will help you in aligning with your purpose in this really heart-centered way. Now, as for the specific process I'll be teaching you, these will be some specific exercises I'll be giving you to go through and explore over a month. There'll be 4 weekly installments, and we'll be doing this throughout the first moon cycle. So from our new moon in Capricorn on the 6th of January to the close of that moon cycle on the 3rd of February. But you will be given an extra month to complete that process in case you need more time, and so that you've got enough time to go through everything in a really beautiful, gentle, heart-centered way, which, as you know, is what I care about. And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you do as well. And then what we'll be doing is from March 2019 to December 2019, I will be guiding you to bringing that vision to life. So over that 10-month period, we will have a monthly group coaching call where we will be workshopping through anything that you need to help you move forward. These could be mindset issues, these could be strategy, these could be, how to market in a heart-centered way, how to create maybe a website or a podcast or a product, how to move forward when you feel like you're stuck, how to get over those fears around money and blocks, how to access your intuition, your creativity. We will be workshopping whatever you as the group need during that time, with the opportunity to be in the hot seat and receive coaching from me or to submit questions in advance. I'll also be offering you a monthly training, which will be on a topic as needed. So we will see what the needs of yours are throughout the year, and then I will be giving you a training on that specific topic to help you in showing up for your purpose in a beautiful, expansive way. You'll also receive throughout the whole duration of this 12-month mentorship guided meditations at every new moon, because it is such a fun way to set intentions and to keep connected with your purpose as you move along, and to be making sure that you're aligned with your purpose in the present moment, because we will shift and change and evolve as time goes on. And in addition, you'll also have a private online community where you'll get to connect with me between our sessions, but also with one another, with the opportunity to have a beautiful listening partner assigned to you. So someone that you can go to throughout the 12 months whenever you need it, to give each other encouragement and also to offer your support, because it's so fulfilling and helpful to you and your own momentum when you see yourself being able to help someone else. I am so incredibly excited for this, and I've been excited to already see some of you signing up. I cannot wait for 2019. Bring it on. So obviously this is going to be significantly cheaper than working with me for a whole year one-to-one. However, if that is something that you would prefer, then I invite you to please get in touch with me to talk about working together in 2019. Otherwise, if this is what is calling you, I am so excited to work with you. I am offering a 10% discount when you pay in full upfront, but I also am offering a 12-month installment payment. So whichever one you choose, it's going to be at an affordable cost. And until the 13th of December, I'm also offering to you a special early bird discount using the code ALIGNED2019. So making this even more affordable for you. So what you'll walk away with is that you'll get clear on what your purpose is today and the difference that you want to create in the world. You'll also be able to identify what your natural gifts are, so your zone of genius, and how you can cultivate and refine these to leverage your uniqueness and to ensure that you're showing up for your difference in the best way possible for you. We will be coming up with a strategy and a plan for 2019 for you, so that you've got heart-centered intentions and goals and an immediate action plan that comes from your heart. This is your working roadmap. Consider it as under construction and always forever evolving. And then a supportive year-long process that guides you every step of the way through bringing your vision to life. And then leaving the 2019 having the satisfaction of having finally moved forward in an expanded, inspired, authentic, and heart-led way that moves you forward on your beautiful purpose and the work that you're here to create in the world. And with all of this, you also have a close-knit community of friends and people that you can bounce your ideas off with and receive support from. Now, if you're just, you know what, this is exactly what I need and I want to go sign up right away, please make sure you go to letitiaringe.com/activated, where you will find all of the details and where you can then check out. It is via Podia, so you'll be taken to another website. It's a beautiful platform. This is where I store all of my courses, and you will be able to check out there. Make sure if you're booking before the 13th of December that you do use the early bird offer and code, which is aligned 2019, and that's all in uppercase. Now, the reason I wanted to talk to you today about what the difference is between the way that I plan for a year ahead and what you might hear in other places is that one of the key things for planning for a new year, and one of the key reasons I believe that so many people end up either not wanting to set resolutions or just not being able to stick to them, is because just like with our purpose, when we're trying to figure out what we want to do with our life, what our purpose is, what work we want to do in the world, we approach this from the mind rather than from our heart. So I have worked hard to build a process that is led from my intuition and my heart. And this is what I will be taking you through when you do sign up for Activated. At the same time, when we have a plan, we also have to be able to let go of it. There will be so many different things throughout the year that come up for you that are not expected. And if we are too focused on sticking to the plan and, ticking off our to-do list, this means that we will miss opportunities that we never could have imagined that come our way that are going to get us in a more effective and probably enjoyable way to where we actually want to go, that are going to be the best ways for us to actually show up for our purpose. So we have to be able to be so flexible with our plan as well. But the reason it's so important to come up with a plan in the first place, and I don't care what anyone says, we need to have some sort of planning process, because this is how it is. It's masculine and feminine energy. Just like Anushka said on episode number 2 of this podcast, it takes a man and a woman to make a baby. It takes masculine and feminine energy, which we all have regardless of gender. It takes masculine and feminine energy to bring anything we want to bring into the world to life. It's not enough just to have the ideas, but it's also not enough just to have the drive and the determination. This is why we have so many unhappy people. A lot of us we know what masculine energy is. We know how to take action. Doesn't mean we don't have problem taking action, but what I believe is that the reason we have trouble sticking and committing to what we set for ourselves is because they don't come from an intuitive and heart-centered place in the first place. It's just a should. It's not something that we actually really want to do. It's not something that we actually really want to bring to life. And so this is why it's so important for the planning process to be done from the heart. During the 5-day purpose training that I led, I ended up doing 5 guided meditations throughout that process to help connect people to their heart. It is a really important process and part of all of this, because the way that we access our heart is not necessarily how the mind understands us to do that. It is something that's also different for everyone. So we have to be able to cater to these different ways that people access their intuitive library. So if you set a plan, if you created a plan for yourself that came from your heart, and then you were equally as devoted to making sure you continually check in throughout the year and beyond to what your heart is calling you now, ensuring that you're grounded into the present moment, you will not be led astray. You will bring whatever it is you want to bring to life in the best way possible, whether that's a business, whether it's a new job, whether it's a passion project, whether it's something else entirely. You will be able to bring whatever it is you're being called to bring to life, provided you have a plan, because this plan, it aligns you with what you're calling in. What we tend to do is notice the lack of whatever it is that we want in our life. We say, hey, this is the perfect day that I want, or this is the dream that I have, but I don't have this now. I don't have it now. And so we focus on that lack. We focus on the fact that we're not having this or embodying this right now. So what this does from a manifestation process is it means that it just attracts more of what you don't want into your life. So planning in a way that's beautiful and heart-centered allows you to align with what you're trying to call in, because you know what you do? You embody it right now. So my process is going to take you through a way to start embodying what it is you're calling in right now so that you are becoming a match for it. Now, what we do is we tend to think of all the ways that we should do something, the ways that we could, but then we close ourselves off in the present moment to what is actually flowing to us. And this prevents us from actually being able to show up for whatever it is we're trying to create. Because the way that we expect, the way that we think we might be able to do something, doesn't mean that that's the only way that we can. There are infinite possibilities. So we've got to remain open. And this is the balance. This is what's tricky. Yes, we need to plan. Yes, it's important having a structure. If you're someone who's running a business right now, you know how important structure is. You might sit and think, oh my gosh, yay, I have all of this time every single day to create whatever I want. And then suddenly the one thing that you were craving becomes so difficult because it stops you. You have so much space. You've got too much space. There's no balance. What you need is a structure. What you need is a plan. This is something I learned early on in running my business. So I'll be taking you through beautiful strategies that you can use to give yourself this structure, but also to keep you connected with your heart. And this is what the planning process will do, but this is also what moving throughout the year together is going to bring you, to make sure that you're still in alignment with what your purpose is, to make sure that you're still open to taking up opportunities that are going to take you to where you truly want to go. And then when inevitably you forget your vision, you forget your gifts, you forget your calling, you're confused about what the next step is, you're confused about the how, you will have the right support there to help get you back on track. This is one of the greatest things about working with a coach. And it's not that I've got all the answers for you, you've got them, but I'll be able to guide you to being able to uncover those answers, and also having the benefit of someone who's been there before you, who's walked this path, using the wisdom that I've learned through living this path myself, being able to share, how you go about creating a website or a product or making sure that you're bringing something really big to life in the most effective way, whatever that is. I'll be able to take you through all of that. Now, the other part to all of this that I wanted to talk about is the power of commitment. So some of us are a little bit scared of commitment. We don't want to commit to anything, especially when we're people who like to flow, right? This is the other side of the coin. We're able to flow and be flexible, but we're unable to commit. It's so important to be able to commit to 1, showing up in your truth, 2, showing up for your purpose, and 3, living a life that is aligned with your heart and your soul. We've got to make that commitment to ourselves. And part of that is committing to doing the work, committing to moving through the fear as it arises, as it inevitably arises. And so a really beautiful way to make sure that you are committed is making sure you've got the support so that when you're tested, you have that beautiful support to help you move forward. If you've ever worked with a personal trainer or you've ever worked, signed up for a gym because you're like, this is going to make me committed, it's the same with working with someone. And why aren't we prioritizing our own personal discovery and development and growth as much as we, for some of us, prioritize our body and our health? We've got to look at our lives holistically. It's all interlinked. And that's the other thing. The planning process that I take you through doesn't just look at, whatever we're trying to create, the business, the purpose, the difference. We will be having a holistic look at your life because we can't compartmentalize our life. Everything affects the other. Everything is important. So we will be looking at all aspects and making sure that what you want to bring to life is also bringing to life all of those other areas in a way that feels great to you, because otherwise you're out of balance. You don't have your center. You don't have a strong foundation. All of it's important. Making sure that we're growing, making sure that our health is on board, making sure we're having fun, making sure that we've got great relationships around us. All of this is so helpful. All of this is important, and all of this is so, so needed. So let's get activated together in 2019. Now, let me give you a quick recap who this program is for. It's for you if you want to dive in deeper to your purpose. It's for you if you're ready to make 2019 the year that you start showing up in an expanded way for what your heart is calling you to create. It's for you if you want to make a difference in the world through aligning with your purpose. It's for you if you want to create or grow a heart-centered business or bring to life a passion project in a way that feels aligned, authentic, and fun. It's for you if you want to find work that you love, enjoy, and are inspired by. What matters most is that you want to expand, that you want to align with your purpose, and that you want to take 2019 by the reins and show up in a big, beautiful, and heart-centered way to make your difference in the world. So we begin on January 6th with our new moon in Capricorn. I will be taking you through my 4-week guided process to begin 2019 with clarity, alignment, and direction, with weekly exercises to help you create a working roadmap for what you want to bring to life in 2019. You'll get 14 group coaching calls in total via Zoom. So just like working one-to-one with a coach, you have regular coaching sessions where we'll be working together in a group, and you'll have the chance to ask questions and receive coaching in the hot seat, because we all will learn so much from one another. You'll also get 14 trainings in total to keep you moving forward on showing up for your beautiful purpose in the most aligned, heart-centered, and authentic way. You'll get a private online community so that you can have access to me in between sessions and can connect with your fellow activated members. And you'll also have monthly live new moon intention setting guided meditations and further surprises to be revealed throughout the year. Every single one of us has incredible gifts to share with the world, however big or small they may seem. All of these matter, and we all benefit by you aligning with your truth and showing up for what your big, beautiful heart is calling from you. If this sounds like the support that your heart is calling you to take, I ask you to trust it and come and join us. Remember that I'm offering an early bird special. You'll get 25% off when you enroll before the 13th of December using the code ALIGNED2019. If you head over to letitiaringe.com/activated, you'll see the Enroll Now button, and that will take you to Podia, which is a beautiful website where all of my courses are stored. And you'll have the option to pay in 12 monthly installments or pay one full payment with a further 10% discount. And just so you know that I'm also offering 21 days, 100% guaranteed refund if you aren't fully satisfied with the product. So this also gives you some further protection so that you can make this beautiful investment and commitment to yourself. I am so excited to work with you. And even if we're not working together, I am so excited for everything that's going to come to life for you during 2019 and beyond. If you haven't joined us over in the Make a Difference Soul Tribe yet, I invite you to come and join us there. This is where I offer live free trainings to help you make the difference that you desire. So I'll put a link to the Make a Difference Soul Tribe in our show notes for this episode, as well, of course, to our activated 12-month online mentorship for 2019 and beyond over in the show notes for this episode at letitiaringe.com/the power of planning. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode. It's been such a treat to talk to you as always, and I'm so excited to see who joins Activated with me and to be fully expanding for 2019 with you all. I am now actually going to be heading off to Bali for a few weeks. This is my first trip to Bali. I'm going there for the retreat with Elevate the Globe. I'm so excited to meet these girls in person. We had them on episode number 31, and then I will be touring around Bali, going to Ubud, Uluwatu, and Canggu. And I'm so looking forward to having just a really beautiful, healing, and transformative experience that is going to help me to show up in 2019 in a bigger, more expansive, and even more beautiful way. I've got lots planned already. I'm so excited for what 2019 is going to bring, and I'm so grateful for everything that's happened in 2018, and I'm grateful for every single one of you here listening. So thank you so much. You have a beautiful week, and I'll be back next week with another episode to help you unlock your truth and purpose. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. If you feel called, I would love it if you could please take a minute to rate and review this podcast on iTunes. This helps other people like you find it, and I also invite you to take a moment to share this episode with a friend you know needs to hear it.